The Last Don. The Last Don. Movie about family, power, and betrayal. The Corleone crime family has become an iconic symbol of power and betrayal in American popular culture. The Godfather trilogy, both the novel and the movies, have been loved and revered by audiences for decades, cementing the Corleones' place in the collective imagination. At the center of the story is the family patriarch, Vito Corleone, known as the Don, a powerful and respected figure in the world of organized crime. Vito's story is one of hardship, struggle, and perseverance, as he rises from humble beginnings to become a feared and revered leader. The Last Don is a novel by Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather. It tells the story of the Clericuzio family, a powerful mafia family similar to the Corleones. The novel was published in 1996, just 2 years before Puzo's death, and is considered his last work. The Last Don follows the story of Don Domenico Clericuzio, the aging head of the Clericuzio family. Domenico is a man who has lived his entire life by a code of honor and loyalty, and he expects the same from his family. But as he nears the end of his life, Domenico is faced with a series of challenges that threaten to tear apart his carefully constructed empire. One of the most compelling aspects of The Last Don is the way in which Puzo portrays the Corleones and the Clericuzios. Although the novel is not a direct sequel to The Godfather, it is clear that Puzo drew heavily on his earlier work when creating the Clericuzios. Like the Corleones, the Clericuzios are a family of immigrants who came to America seeking a better life. They started out as small-time criminals, but through hard work, determination, and a willingness to do whatever it takes, they have built an empire that spans the country. But while the Corleones are portrayed as a tight-knit family who value loyalty above all else, the Clericuzios are a more fractured group. There are tensions and rivalries within the family, and Domenico's desire to maintain control over his empire often puts him at odds with his own children. One of the key themes of The Last Don is the idea of power and its corrupting influence. Domenico is a man who has spent his entire life accumulating power and wealth, but as he nears the end of his life, he begins to question whether it was all worth it. The novel also explores the theme of betrayal, as Domenico's own family members turn against him in their quest for power and control. The characters in The Last Don are complex and multifaceted, and the novel is full of twists and turns that keep the reader on the edge of their seat. In many ways, The Last Don is a fitting end to Puzo's career. It revisits many of the themes and motifs that he explored in his earlier work, while also offering a fresh take on the world of organized crime. Ultimately, The Last Don is a story about family, power, and the struggle for control. It is a novel that will appeal to anyone who has ever been drawn to stories of intrigue, betrayal, and high-stakes power struggles. In conclusion, The Last Don is a masterpiece of crime fiction that stands alongside The Godfather as one of Mario Puzo's greatest works. It is a novel that will linger in the reader's mind long after the final page has been turned, a testament to Puzo's skill as a storyteller. The Last Don also sheds light on the generational conflict that plagues the Clericuzio family. Domenico and his peers come from a different time, when the code of honor and respect was paramount. They are more concerned with preserving their reputation and maintaining the status quo, while the younger generation is more focused on expanding their empire and acquiring more power. This tension is personified in the characters of Dante and Crosstellina, 2 young men who are vying for control of the family. Dante is the son of Domenico's daughter Rose, while Cross is the son of Domenico's trusted lieutenant Pippi Delina. Dante is a charismatic and ambitious young man who wants to modernize the family's operations and expand their reach. He is willing to take risks and make deals with other criminal organizations, much to the chagrin of his grandfather. Cross, on the other hand, is a more conservative figure who wants to preserve the family's traditions and avoid unnecessary risks. The conflict between Dante and Cross is emblematic of the larger conflict within the family. As Domenico's health declines, the family becomes more fractured and the battle for control becomes more intense. The novel builds towards a climactic confrontation between the 2 young men, as they fight for the soul of the family. Throughout the novel, Puzo paints a vivid picture of the world of organized crime. He portrays the inner workings of the family, from the way they conduct their business to the rituals they follow to maintain their honor and reputation. He also explores the relationships between the various criminal organizations, as they form alliances, make deals, and compete for power and influence. At the heart of the novel, however, is the story of Domenico and his family. Puzo portrays the Don as a tragic figure, a man who has devoted his life to building an empire, only to see it torn apart by his own children. Domenico's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of power and the toll that a life of crime can take on a person and their family. In the end, The Last Don is a powerful and engaging novel that captures the essence of the world of organized crime. It is a fitting end to Mario Puzo's career, a book that revisits many of the themes and motifs that made The Godfather so iconic while also offering a fresh take on the genre. The Last Don is a book that will stay with the reader long after they have finished it. It is a testament to Puzo's skill as a storyteller and his ability to capture the complex relationships and power struggles that define the world of organized crime. It is a must-read for anyone who loves a good crime novel or is interested in the inner workings of the criminal underworld.